welcome to Neo's training lesson. Mr. Neo's been doing very good. He's such a sweet little guy. He has great energy. He's just happy. He wants to play with his toys. He has absolutely loved playing with the other dogs, playing with my cat. So yeah, all around, he might miss having friends. So you might see if any of your neighbors have a dog his size or any family members and set up some play dates for him so that he can just keep socializing and getting to spend that time with doggy friends too. So just a little bit about the training. When you get him home this first week, super important. You want to be practicing every day if you can. And I would say you want to gear on the side of doing several short training lessons versus a really long lesson. So practicing doing, 5-10 minutes here, 5-10 minutes there is perfect. You can use his dog food as part of the reward system, meaning hand feeding his dog food as part of the treats, and then have separate treats. And I can send you a couple that we use, but if I have something that's big and meaty, I'm going to tear it up into itty bitty pieces. So typically when I'm looking for a treat, I want something that's, a beef base or chicken base. That's the actual meat, not necessarily a byproduct. And, that I can tear, that I can tear into lots of little pieces. So, when you are giving him the cues, I want you to say the verbal cue first, and then give the hand signal second. So the verbal cue would be actually saying the word sit, and then the hand cue would be showing the word sit. So whenever you're practicing this, we're gonna do the verbal cue, hand cue, then you will mark it with a yes. And so the word yes means that he got it right. And then we will follow it with food. So Josh just came in the house with a dog, so let me call Neo over. Neo, come. Yes. Okay, so I say, Neo, come, right? That's my verbal cue. This is my hand cue. He ran over to me, so I marked it with yes, and I followed it with food. Good boy, good, right? Because he did that whole sequence great, and that was great because he ran away from Josh, who he really loves, and his little buddy, Odie, that walked through. So that was, oh, there, don't cough that. That's a piece of dog food. That's a piece of dog food. Once he's really good at a behavior and he's familiar with it and it's, he easily practices it, then the marking it with a yes, the feeding it, all that stuff becomes less and less important because it just becomes part of our everyday words that we use. So this first week, I would say if it is not sit, right, which he's really good at this point, you probably need to be rewarding fairly frequently. If he's doing really well, you can chain the cues together. So you might get a sit down, watch me, yes, treat, right? So you do multiple behaviors for one piece of food. So I'm going to go through his cues. So we're going to start out with some easy warm-up exercises that you can do and just kind of some of his foundation work. So watch me, the hand cue is fist to chin, all right? And what I'm looking for, thank you, buddy. I am looking for eye contact. Sometimes his hairdo, which he's up for a groom, I would imagine, but his hair, because it runs down the middle, it kind of cuts off some of his vision when he's trying to look directly at me. So for him, if he comes around and gives a cue and looks up, that's fine. So, good. Watch me. Yes. See, I can't see his eyes when I'm staring right down at him. So I will just assume that he is watching me. Good boy. He does not have to sit on the watch me. I'm just looking for eye contact. A sit's just a bonus. Watch me. So I'm moving a little bit just to see if he's tracking me. Yes. Good. So the watch me, typically you will see me use it when I'm working with other behaviors. So like the other day, yesterday when we were at the mall, right? There's so many things going on. And he's looking at it, but I was constantly asking him for a watch me. So I was just trying to get him to check back in with me to put his focus back on me. So it's okay for him to look around at other things, but when I need his attention, so right now he's sniffing my shoe. Oh, he was. He's so ready to train. Watch me.
Good boy. He's a good boy.
So one of the things, if we're trying to do everything correctly as possible, if I say good boy, and I can say that all the time, good boy is just praise. It's not promising a piece of food. If I mark it and say yes, I am promising a piece of food, okay? So if I just want to tell him he's being good, I don't want to feed him, I could just tell him good boy.
You know, I could just tell him what a good boy he is.
And give belly scratches and love and anything he needs. So, all right. So next we're going to go through our sit. So sit is palm up, right? This is cue for sit. Down is a palm down. We may need to lean over a little bit, and down means to lay down on the ground. We will use off to get off of something, whether it's me or the couch or, you know, something you shouldn't be on. So we have sit, down, and stand, okay? So we'll go right into stand. Stand, yes. So I'm looking for him to go from a sit or down position to standing on all fours, which he did. Stand's usually a tough one because we've worked so much on sitting that they want to go back down. So try that again. So I'm putting the food over here behind my back so this hand's open. Stand. Yes. Good. Good boy. Good. So I'm just trying to reward it again before he sits so he knows that that's what I'm looking for. Good. Here, Neo. Sit. Down. Yes. Right? So on the down, I'm looking that his elbows are touching the ground, that he's laying all the way down. Stand. Yes. Good boy. So he did stand and then immediately sat. So what I'm going to do, because I've already guessed it, is just pull him back up in position and reward him in that position. Good boy. Good boy. Sit. Down. Watch me. Neil, watch me. Good boy. Good job. Stand. Yes. Right? So I'm rewarding a lot more, sorry buddy, on this, where are you? I'm rewarding a lot more on the stand because that's the one that he has the hardest time with. And that's completely normal. Like if you watch any of my other videos, stand is always the one that I probably spend the least time training. So at the end, I'm still rewarding it because that doesn't get the same attention that I've given to sit or down. So going through your sit, down, stand, watch me, all those behaviors, it's a great warm-up exercise for him. That's kind of your foundation to all your other training. Good boy. And one thing I'll say, you know, with him or any dog, like right now he's just sitting, so I try to pet them. Always make sure that if we're looking at him, we go, well, he's just standing there being good. He's sitting and just being good, right? He could be jumping. He could be stealing a sock from a shoe. He could be barking. He could be doing all kinds of other behaviors. But look at him. He's just being a perfect little gentleman here. So I want to recognize it, right? I don't want to take that for granted. So when my dog is being really good, I want to pet him. I want to love on him. I want to let him know that this behavior will get my attention. Right? He doesn't need to do a naughty behavior, which might also get my attention. He's going to take a nap. But that this type of behavior will absolutely get reinforcement from me. Okay.